Hi, welcome back to Scripture Explorers. I'm James.
I'm Aria.
And I'm Daisy.
And we're the Scripture Explorers.
Hiya!
Oh wow, great job, James.
Thanks. We're just practicing our karate.
We're getting pretty good, right?
It looks good to me. What are some of the things you've learned in karate?
We have to practice and work on our form.
And we have to listen to our sensei.
Those are good lessons, and not just for karate, but for life. Working on a skill takes discipline. Have you heard that word before?
Yeah, our sensei says it. It means working hard on something even when it gets tough.
That's right. And guess what? The word disciples comes from that word. That's because it takes discipline to follow and try to be like Jesus. And just like your sensei, Jesus taught us a lot of the things that we need to work on. Let's take a look at our New Testament scroll. Last week we started talking about some important teachings of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew called the Sermon on the Mount. Today we're going to finish talking about it.
What was the Sermon on the Mount?
It was some important teachings of Jesus that he gave on a hillside to many of his disciples. There are many common sayings that come from these teachings. In reality, Jesus was teaching how to be more like he is.
What did he teach?
He taught that we should not be like some of the Jews in his time that would pray loudly in the streets in front of others so that people would see them and be impressed. He taught that it's not about being seen doing good. It's about doing good because it's the right thing. He also taught us that we shouldn't judge others. It can be easy to have bad thoughts and say bad things about other people, but God doesn't want us to do this. He wants us to love others.
That can be hard, especially when other people aren't nice to us.
That's why it takes practice and discipline.
What else did he teach?
He taught many more helpful things, but one of the most important was the story of the wise man and the foolish man. Both men were building houses. The wise man picked a spot on a rock. This meant that the ground would be solid under his house so that it wouldn't fall. The foolish man found a spot on sandy ground. But if you've ever tried to build something on sand, you might know that it can be hard to get it to stay up, especially if water comes in, like the ocean or a river. Both houses were doing fine until one day a big storm came. It rained and rained. The house on the rock stood strong against the storm, but the house on the sand didn't have a good foundation, and so the house on the sand collapsed and was washed away.
What does that story mean? The stories Jesus teaches usually have a meaning.
Very good, James. The wise man built on a rock, and we often use the rock as a symbol for Jesus. So it means if we build our house or our testimony on Jesus, then we will be able to stay strong and true to our testimonies, even when life is hard. And so, just like you listen to your sensei to get better at your karate, if we listen to the words Jesus teaches us, we will be able to have strong testimonies and someday be like him.